Love and Ashe, everyone. Oh, goodness. Getting started late. It's been quite the crazy weekend, but y'all will be pleased, so stay tuned. Well, good evening, good late evening, almost morning. Yes, I'm getting started in the last hour of the first day of the new week, the last week of July 2020. And I normally would have some music playing. I especially wanted to have some Caribbean music playing, possibly some Bob Marley, who is an Aquarius, which is the opposition sign of Leo. I couldn't decide on anything else more fitting. Maybe something about the sunshine, but that is why I started out with my light blockers. However, I want to take them off because I don't want to block the light. I actually want to shine through. So yes, shout out to my Taurus daughter, who's always about getting that money. If you need your crochet locks done, let me know and I will hook you up. I think she did a really good job. Gave me some baby hairs where my hair is thinning and gave 2 looks in one. And so hopefully y'all like my mane for Leo season. I'm giving all shine bright hair and nails and gloss, and my lashes are back. So let's get busy, let's get started. All right, welcome back to episode 14 of Addicted to Astrology. We're at 14 episodes, probably more if we count the Wednesday midweek check-in, but I'm just happy to be here with you all. This is my, let's see, I began in not Gemini season. I believe I began in Taurus season, and maybe at the end. So we're in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, 4 seasons in, y'all. So yay, thank you for sticking it out with me. If you're just coming in for the first time, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Please sure you check like. Please sure you leave a comment. Please continue to view me as long as you can. Everything should be up and popping and lit up on here. All right, so the name of this today is Masculine Energy is Back. So leaving out of Cancer season, Cancer is a definite feminine energy. It's heavy, it's emotional. Virgo season is feminine energy. We bounce back and forth between feminine and masculine energy through all of the entire year. And we are finally back in some masculine energy. Now, not saying that feminine energy is bad, not saying masculine energy is bad or good, just saying that it's time to kind of release a few things and stand in our power more, especially with Leo being ruled by the sun and motivating our confidence a lot more. So the masculine energy is definitely back with Leo. Thank you, masculine energy. The Cancer energy was feminine, and Leo again brings the confidence, uniqueness. It brings strong will to our individual selves. It is the solar plexus chakra, which has to do with your head, and it helps you, if you feel weak, feel more strong. It helps you motivate you, get you more lit, get you more upgoing, upbeat. And this is the time where you are going to learn how to strengthen yourself. The sun is a shining energy. It gives light, it gives vitamin D even, and now it's at its brightest time. You know, the summer is always the hottest in August, the end of July. The sun is always the brightest, less cloudy days, more sunny days. This is the perfect time to get and build your energy up. Energetically, the Leo sun is supporting us all. So where are you shining, or where are you falling dull, or where are you still dull? possibly from the moon energies that came from Cancer season. Where do you need to shine? Possibly, maybe you're restricting yourself, holding yourself back from that Cancer and Capricorn energies, opposing energies. And be aware of these energies for the next steps to clarification on all our lives right now. I'm sure everyone needs some clarification in some kind of area, especially right now in this 2020 fiasco that we have been going through. We're going into the 8th month. So good things are coming towards the end, so y'all hang in there. But let's start off falling back into some Cancer energy with the planet that holds on to energy, that planet Mercury. Mercury will actually come out of its shadow period. Now, it has a shadow period before it goes into retrograde. It has a shadow period after. So even though Mercury retrograded ended back on July the 12th, it is not out of its shadow period, which means still some things are not clarified. Still some things are moving slow, especially in the zodiac sign of Cancer, which is, you know, again, that emotional feminine energy that just needs more clarification, but it's not sure how it gets it, so it slows everything down. Even though Mercury is direct, being in its shadow period, it's kind of, those energies linger. So tomorrow, on July 27th, 2020, there's going to be a lot going on astrologically, starting with Mercury in Cancer at 15 degrees. It is going to be a powerful day with degrees, so, I mean, with planets, so don't worry about the degrees so much. However, more news on the other planets later. Mercury in Cancer can really feel, you can feel insecure, you can feel unclear, you can feel stuck with all kinds of thoughts that aren't clear yet. And this is the time where you're just going to trust these slow processes. Again, coming out of a shadow period in such a deep, intuitive sign like Cancer can create these triggers of emotions still. And trusting can be tough too. So this is the time where you're really going to have to trust the process, even if it's moving slow. The key here is to know that there are better results coming. All right, Mercury will also square Mars in Aries at 15 degrees on July 27th, on tomorrow. So this is an energy that will give some pressure, especially because Mars is at home in Aries. It's also Scorpio's home that Aries shares with us. So that Mars energy, of course, is trying to bring action, is trying to rush some things. And the square means that there will be some conflict between these two, of course. Mercury in Cancer is still being slow and cautious, and Mars is like, hurry up in Aries. And squares bring conflicts, however, it's beneficial in a way, creatively especially. So this could trigger some emotions. However, once we go through this on tomorrow, the square, there will be another transition that comes on July the 30th, on Thursday, with a trine with Mercury in Cancer and Neptune in Pisces, the two water signs. A trine definitely brings in more unison, more flowing energy, especially with water signs. And this will bring some answers, especially aha moment type answers, like, oh, okay, this was what was going on, this is what I was slowly trying to figure out. And it does better even with the Neptune and Pisces position in retrograde, because Neptune, not only does it give the wrong messages sometimes, it gives the messages of higher level thinking, which is the positive side of Neptune, because you are moving into a slow evolution of a higher self of yours, which is what I need to express. I don't express this enough with Neptune and Pisces, especially in retrograde, that there is a good side to this that we all need to trust the process on, especially with ourselves. Okay, so Mercury in Cancer will help you learn to slow down and ensure that you're on the right path. And especially as it moves into Leo eventually later on in the month of August. But this will give the proper energies to your thoughts, the proper flowing of these energies in your thoughts with Neptune and Pisces. Anytime you have a trine with, especially trines happen with similar element signs, so this was the water element, it'll definitely bring in some thoughts of what you're probably trying to seek out for a long period of time, like you are with Mercury in Cancer. Mercury will oppose the planets in Capricorn. Mercury in Cancer will oppose its planets in Capricorn, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto as well, but that will be next week in the beginning of August, so we will talk more about that then. But until it gets into Leo mid-August, the energies from Mercury holding on to certain energies until it comes back around and starts its retrograde, and then holds on to newer energies, or the next sign's energies that it'll be in retrograde in. It's still holding on to all those things that we went through in Cancer until it makes it in Leo. I believe it's August the 8th. I will have that date set for you, if not next Sunday, this Wednesday. All right, so Venus, the planet of love, is still in Gemini. It is in a childlike state when it's in Gemini. Let's go over that really quick. It's still in Gemini because it had that retrograde for a minute. So even though Venus is a faster moving planet, it's still in the sign of Gemini because it was in retrograde for about 40 days, a month and a half ago. But Venus will make a square again on July 27th, on tomorrow, to Neptune and Pisces. Square again being a conflict. This will happen at 20 degrees. This will also be another transit from Venus, will also happen tomorrow, which is called an inconjunct. I have never talked about inconjunct, so I'm going to give you a quick definition of inconjunct. Inconjunct means that they are connecting, but from the back. So it's like their backs are toward each other. This is like, an example is like maybe a family feud where no one wants to deal with the issues and they're having trouble talking, and yet they still have to figure out how to work together. Okay, so that's briefly what an inconjunct is. I'm gonna probably talk more about this inconjunct once I can research it a little bit more and bring it back on Wednesday in the midweek check-in. All right, so it's going to make a square to Neptune and Pisces on 20 degrees. Venus is where we're going, talking about Venus in Gemini. We'll make a square to Neptune and Pisces on the 27th, on tomorrow. And it will also make an inconjunct to Jupiter and Capricorn in retrograde at 20 degrees as well. So all these are happening at the same degrees. That is pretty much where it'll help you understand the transits and how they happen. Most of the time, all the time they're at the 20 degree range, or they're very close in degrees. So these two transits are asking us to check our thoughts and how we are learning and how we are changing a few narratives that we used to say and rewording them to create new stories. So for example, this has to do a lot with speaking and spell work. Now, spelling is you talking and saying words, or the letters in the words from what we have been taught. But a new narrative, a new way to think about this as far as saying things into existence is to always keep them positive, was what I want to do, especially with Neptune and Pisces. I do talk negatively about Neptune and Pisces. It's Pisces even, period. Neptune, not so much. But again, when a sign is in its home planet, where Pisces is in Neptune, that's its home planet. Aries is in Mars in its home planet. Capricorn is in Saturn in its home planet. So when things are in their home planets, when the zodiac signs are in their home planets, they are more intense. The positive side about Pisces being in Neptune, being more intense, is that it is elevating everybody's higher level of thinking. Some people might be restricting it. Some people might be limiting it. Some people might be escaping from it, which is the negative side. However, speaking things into existence with this in conjunct is like us learning how to relearn things. It's us learning how to try something different that we really were stubborn against. One thing the collective I feel is very stubborn against right now is dealing without the government. Especially me, because the government owes me so much money. I work for the government even now. However, I'm approaching it in a more positive way. I'm not seeing it as it has done some negative things, and I'm not forgetting that. And I'm using that to build my evolution up as far as my higher thinking about how I've always felt about the government, how I've always felt about authority. But Jupiter wants to expand our minds. Jupiter wants to elevate us. Venus wants us to, I use Jupiter even though I wasn't talking about Jupiter, because Jupiter is still involved in a lot that's going on right now, especially with the other planets conjuncting it, especially with Mercury conjuncting it and its messages. But Neptune is the planet of spirituality as well, and Pisces is a spiritual sign. Long story short, it is just time to try new things and pull away from our old way of thinking. The only way you can elevate is if you pull away from some of your restrictions from the past. The only way you can be liberated is to pull away from some things you learned as a child, which is when I'm getting back into Venus and being in Gemini. Gemini also has to deal with duality. It also has to deal with not only just the twins or masculine and feminine energy, but it has to deal with childlike energy. So Venus is definitely putting some new stories into our head at this time as it squares Neptune and Pisces, building up kind of our what we've learned in the past, if that makes sense. I'm gonna definitely touch a little bit more on that as the week progresses. All right, as Venus makes the inconjunct to Jupiter in Capricorn, that's where I was going with Jupiter in Capricorn, we have been given, or we've noticed power over ourselves and what it needs to be now, okay? All the planets will in conjunct with Venus in Gemini, the younger version of our feminine side and masculine side, because Gemini deals with both, of understanding authority figures that need relearning, like I said. And we may need, while Venus is moving into Cancer soon, around the first week of August, the latter first week of August, going into the second, then she will oppose these three planets again. Oppose them meaning, face to face in Capricorn, because she will be in Cancer, the opposing sign of Capricorn. So that will take place at the end of August and early September. So I will definitely come back and touch on that as we get closer to then. But the three planets in Capricorn are actually bringing mastery of various energies, lesson-wise. Retrogrades always bring lessons in wherever planet they are. But those three specific planets, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, being in Capricorn, are mastery level type of planets. Pluto being the plane of transformation, and it moves so slow that it is really giving us the total change that we need. Okay, not that 180, not that halfway, but that whole 360. Jupiter is totally mastering the way we think and do, and what involving our finances and our minds and our levels of consciousness as well. And then Saturn, just being the overall lesson learning planet, is teaching us how to change how we restrict ourselves, how we are our own authority figures, how we look at power and authority figures in our past, and just mastering and building up on that. All right, Venus will also square Neptune in Pisces at 20 degrees this week. So this is an opportunity to surrender to the void, meaning that Neptune in Pisces piece does give us some null energy, whereas we're not sure what is going on, because Neptune can be kind of deceitful, illusional. But surrendering to this nothingness, yet surrendering to everything, is what is like holding your mind back. It's what is restricting you. It's giving you some of the burdens that you're putting on yourself or claiming, especially with love, money, relationships, feeling valued or whatever. Just let it go, pretty much. It will dissolve in a sense. It may even change over to a solution if we let it go and just let it be and not give so much energy to certain things. Especially if you give things that are burdens less energy, you give yourself more energy to put into the things that will be solutions if you're not worried about those barriers. This last week, it actually needs a release from the entire heavy Cancerian energies, the energies of Cancer and Capricorn going on all year long, especially with the North nodes just switching into Gemini and Sagittarius for more of a lightning experience. The Cancer and Capricorn energies have been going for 2 years now. And the reason things are so heavy is because we're just coming out of them. So just like when you come out of things, there's a new era, just like the second new Cancer moon we just went through. Still checking this new era, see if we're ready to go into this new era. Example of ways to kind of check this energy especially is when you go to sleep. Your unconscious mind is definitely conscious in a way where if you go to sleep on heavy burdens, you wake up still kind of feeling heavy, still kind of feeling upset about something. It's like, don't go to sleep angry at your partner type of situation. If you go to sleep giving your mind better things to dream and sleep on, maybe new options will come. Maybe new thoughts of solutions will come. Manifestations will happen better. Speaking positivity into existence will become easier if you force yourself to always think positive, especially when you're in your sleep state. You have to learn how now. It is very beneficial, especially at this time. So think about, especially maybe after you watch this video and go to sleep, or any night, on every night, just going to sleep with a more positive attitude, with more positive things to think of. If it's hard, put on some nice music, maybe. Meditation music always helps me. It takes my mind definitely away from the heaviness. Even if it's just me dreaming I'm in outer space, it's away from me feeling like I'm falling in space. If that makes sense. All right, so Jupiter and Neptune will sextile on this Thursday, July 29th. That will give the Jupiter in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces will sextile. That will give new ways to show us how to be seen in the world, especially how you make money, especially how your reputation is in this world. What's funny is I have to speak positively to you all and over myself as I speak. So last week, I can't remember what it was I said about some transition that had to deal with a square. I believe it was Aries and Mars and Aries squaring off with something. Y'all, please forgive me, but I know that it was something where we would have problems with communicating. Mercury, we would have problems with communicating, and then the next day it would be understood what was not communicated. So, for example, that did happen to me last week, and I got into like a heated moment, and what happened was my communication was cut. I'm back in Facebook jail, and the good side of that was that I was able to communicate more with others. See, Facebook jail to me used to be like the end of the world, especially when I get 30 days, but now it's like I'm less and less worried. All the things I'm speaking to today is how I felt on Wednesday after I got put in Facebook jail, because I'm really less worried about that. It is a distraction that I want to move away from. It is something that if I can't communicate the way I want to, then I need to find a new way to do what I want to. And basically all the things I'm talking about this week is putting me into this realization. So leave me a message if you are feeling some kind of realization with letting things go and seeing how it is once you let things go. Give me some insight, especially on if there are new ways. Well, there's definitely new ways I've been making money. One of the other things that happened this weekend, and the reason why I'm so late, not only is because I had to do 2 conference call meetings with my new job, but on a Sunday evening. But I started a new gig, not only doing just birth charts, not only doing ghostwriting and writing our own books, not only working for an entity still and not just for myself, but I also started the edibles business this past weekend, and I tested out my own product, which is what every chef should do. I really wasn't the chef. I just brought the product and did the marketing. However, in the midst of marketing, after I tested the product, totally was like gone for the rest of the weekend. Like, was so in the clouds that I could not function from getting out of my bed. I didn't see the outside until mid-afternoon from Friday evening. Okay, so we're going back to the drawing board with that. We are definitely going to figure out another way to push this product. We already got great feedback from people ready to try it, but I don't want anybody to experience having to be high for 48 hours or more. So stay tuned. We will get the product out, but I know people gotta work just like I did, and not everybody can work from their bed while they're totally still in the sky like I did. But let me not telling myself too much. All right, back to where were we? Neptune is giving an ongoing trust, and the unknown is always around. So this is basically that Neptune in illusion type thing. Okay, so Neptune being the illusional piece where it might not always be what you expect it to be, to expect the unexpected, especially with Neptune. Jupiter in Capricorn is giving us the strong backbone to know what we're doing in the world and how to use this energy in the best way possible, especially with this sextile going on this Thursday. So you are in charge pretty much of your own self. I need everybody to know this. The restrictions the Capricorn gives you still puts you in the frame of mind to know that you are your own authority figure. You are what gives your life power. And Leo, the Leo sun, also motivates you to realize this. The full moon just changed to Scorpio, y'all. I love it. So, I'm sorry, not the full moon, but the moon. My full moon app notified me. And we are in the next day. It is July the 27th, so get ready for all these things that I'm talking about. And I saw 111 on my recording, and it is almost 12:12. I love numbers, y'all. That is like my second thing I'm gonna get into, numerology. But so ultimately you are in charge of your own lives, and that is what the sun in Leo is really motivating us. Sun in Leo, I'm going to come back to really quick once I finish up with this Jupiter and Neptune piece, because right now I'm talking about the planets transitioning and aspecting each other. I haven't talked too much about the sun aspecting anything, so I want y'all to take notice of that really quick, and then I'll be back on that. But when we get out of our heads, when we give space to new ideas, and where we are limiting or restricting ourselves, especially with the Capricorn energy still in these powerful planets, you understand what you are here to receive, especially with Jupiter and Capricorn, wanting to give you the rewards of all the lessons you're learning and mastering. 12-12, I wanted to see that. All right, so Jupiter is going to square Neptune again on this Thursday, and there is more here to support you. Again, Jupiter is that backbone. You must do your part, though. You must stay positive. Like I said, you must maybe sit out in that Leo sun and charge yourself. Do what I was talking about with going to sleep and making sure that you're dreaming only things that are positive thoughts. Speak things that are positive always. And with this energy, you pretty much can choose how you move in this life. Let's get to the sun in Leo. So the sun in Leo will bring new creative ideas to these energies. And Leo is also known as a risk taker. Most fire signs are. They're gamblers, they're risk takers, they bring fun, excitement, and confidence. This will bring definite confidence, especially in your survival mode that you're coming out of in the Cancer, with the Cancer energies. This is pushing through a lot of motivating energies, and especially when you realize that you're in your own power. Like, we're removing the stagnant parts of our lives. We are moving the fears. We're removing the overly emotional energies that we just came out of. Leaving Cancer season, especially this year, especially with the second new moon in Cancer, was like leaving. It's like, and I wash dishes all the time, and so this is a good example. When you have that dirty rag or that sponge that's on its last leg that is holding in all the dirty water, even though you've washed it out and you've used your bleach water and everything, it's like you have to totally remove that rag. You have to totally throw away that sponge in order to get a better clean on your dishes, to get a more detailed clean on your dishes, right? I'm just using this as an example, but this is basically us working on the energies differently. And the Leo energy will bring in more manageable energies as far as all the things that we are still trying to clean up. The sun here is traveling in Leo itself and not making any transition. So this is where I was going with this. Until this Friday, July the 31st. So Leo season started on the 22nd. So it's almost a 10-day period where it travels by itself and doesn't aspect or do any kind of meeting up with any of the other planets or even the asteroid Chiron until Friday, when it makes a trine with the Chiron and Aries in retrograde. So again, a trine is a creative aspect with working potential, a positive aspect. It's the sun is in the fire sign Leo. The asteroid Chiron, the wounded healer, is in the fire sign Aries, healing, transforming all of us. This will happen at 9 degrees on Friday. When the sun travels by itself, it's pretty much a lone ruler. It has no problem with everybody watching it shine, saying, oh, I'm here to change up the way everything has been going, but I'm gonna let y'all simmer down a bit and then enjoy my uniqueness, my brightness, my warmth, my heat, my littiness. And then it's kind of like in its own world. So where we're trying to, here on earth, we're trying to decide how to fit this energy into all the other energies we've just been going through. This is still something, again, that we don't need to worry about. This is a positive energy, so it's definitely nothing to worry about. But the Leo energy will feel its way through. Of course, in the real world, you have things to do, and you don't possibly in reality get the time to be indecisive or to sit down and not decide things or get things done. Yet you still learn how to trust these energies. Despite what you still have to do, you just still have to learn how to trust and meditate and balance out your chakras, especially that solar plexus. And the things that you've been adapting to this year alone, from day 3 almost, like, it's really been on and popping since really day 1, but I will give it to day 3 of 2020. There was a lot that you have survived. There was a lot that you need to give yourself a pat on the back for. There's a lot that you need to stroke your own mane and ego for. There's a lot coming still that we have to get ready for, but this is an energy that you are confident you're going to be ready for what's coming. Okay, Leos are always upbeat. It's like always party time with Leos. And let's just enjoy that. If you all watch my midweek check-in, the day Leo started on Wednesday, I was very extra. I'm going to be extra all through Leo season. My Leo is in Saturn, which is restricting me. I definitely do not like to be restricted with a fiery, confident sign like Leo in a planet that is restricting. So that is my Saturn and Leo trait, not to restrict myself and to just enjoy things and to let everybody else know that they need to enjoy things too. My Mars is in Leo too, so I'm always ready for action. I feel like a Leo rising sign, actually, but mine is in Libra. But I got significant planets on my birth chart in Leo, so this is really me accepting my Leo tendencies. All right, Leos will get their birth charts read for $5 off. It was $5 off for Cancers, but Cancer season is over. Birth charts are $25. Thank you to those of you who are getting your birth charts done still, and those of you who plan on getting your birth charts done. On the birth charts, I do 3 important transits that have to do with your natal placements versus the current forecast placements. That is how you get your horoscopes, everyone. So horoscopes are like on a daily or weekly basis, and once you have paid for your birth chart, I will give the transits that are going on for that week, the 3 most strongest transits that are correlating with what happened when you were born to what is going on now. Those are what you include in your $25. All your 12 placements, all the planets, including Lilith, which is your shadow side, if you don't know about Lilith. All of the placements and everything that I give on these birth charts definitely include brief details so you understand, if you are new to astrology, what the placement means. Then it gives you the examples of what it means for you. The houses are pretty much, they represent good and bad issues for yourself. They are represented from your physical birth to your destiny, from your nature and your early self all the way to your liberated self, your elevated self. The houses are pretty much your areas of life, your arenas of life. Not everybody has a house in all of the 12 houses. The houses go by first house is the first sign, Aries, all the way to the 12th house, which is the 12th sign, Pisces. Anyway, the houses and other specific research that you would like based on your birth chart, aside from what I've already will do for 25, will be a la carte. So please inquire within. I think this is a little bit shorter today. I'm going to try to shorten some things because I don't want to lose you all on these long speeches I give, but I just feel like, you know, certain energies, even if you don't know astrology very well, whatever I say might resonate with you. If you have questions, again, please leave them in the comments, or you can find me on Instagram at Z_hustle. That is ZEE_HUSSLE, or you may find me on my business page, Get a Life, GIDALYFE_INC, Get a Life Inc. on Instagram. Again, I'm on Facebook jail, so you can't really talk to me there. You might want to hit me on the messenger. My Facebook page is Zakia, ZAKIA, last name Alex Hate, ALEXHATE. That is another story on why my name is like that. That is not my real last name. That is kind of like mine. Two of my names mixed together. Another story for another day. All right, y'all, I appreciate y'all checking in for episode 14. I am TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many, Zakia, enlightening every day. Get a Life is actually the business I'm building up to have lots of, it's like the umbrella for lots of other businesses that I'm building. Get a Life means getting it done and loving yourself forever. So these are definitely trademarked already. Do not take it. You are welcome to collaborate, but let's all build and support each other the best we can. And that is all I'm going to say about that. Y'all have a wonderful week. Please have a positive day from here on out. Speak positively only. And let's get it popping, y'all. Let's see how my hair looks when I come back on Wednesday. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.